What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and today we're going to be looking at Duke point guard Tre Jones. And Tre Jones got a lot of headlines for not entering the draft after his freshman season at Duke, and the season where he played with Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, and Cam Reddish, three future lottery picks. Obviously, Zion going number 1 overall, RJ going number 3. But Tre Jones felt that he needed to work on a few things, including his outside shot, and that's why he ultimately decided to come back. This year, he definitely improved on his outside shot. He shot 36% from 3, which is respectable. And yeah, he was the leader for Duke in both of his years there, and now he's finally making a jump to the NBA. And the game I picked out today is against Miami, and Tre Jones in this game has 16 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and a turnover, and a 30-point win for Duke. So it wasn't all that close, but Tre Jones still did some good things in this game, as we will see going forward. And remember, we watched the full game here to get a better understanding of a prospect's strengths and weaknesses as they reveal themselves during the course of a game, rather than watching highlights or segmented scouting reports that don't show us full game context. That's the thing I'm doing here on my channel that's different. I'm giving you the full game so we can learn together, as I believe watching basketball in its entirety is the best way to evaluate draft prospects. So with that said, let's get right into it, and I will play the video. So Tre Jones is going to be on Chris Likes to start. We've seen Miami play before. I think the Patrick Williams video we did. And again, he's a very, very good on-ball defender. That was one of the things he was best at last year. He and Ashton Hagans, I remember, were 2 freshmen that people talked about as just being elite, Wolverine-like on-ball defenders. Tre Jones, definitely, that's one of his strong suits. He'll be a very tough NBA guard on the defensive side of the ball. But offensive end raises a little bit more questions. I think leadership is absolutely there. I think he was an undisputed leader on Duke's team last year. This year, he just continued that. And again, the shot, you can have concerns about it. I still do. He definitely improved from his freshman year. I remember in the freshman year in the tournament, teams were sagging off of him. They were playing him like Ben Simmons in the playoffs. So, to go from being totally a non-threat from 3 his freshman year into being a respectable knockdown 3-point shooter, I think that's a very solid testament to his overall work ethic and drive to improve his game. So let's see what he does here. He's going to use the ball screen. Good kick out. And Hurt's going to, let's see if he knocks this down. He will. Tre Jones is very good in ball screens, I think. He's a very smart player. And again, the only concerns I have with him are just the consistency of the shot and just the overall athletic ceiling that he does have. He's not a super big kid. He's 6'3", 185. And again, I think he could be a very good point guard defender in the NBA, but I don't know if he can really offer much in terms of versatility and switching on to bigger players on the perimeter. So he's staying on that shooter right there. It's like they got a tip in right there. So, but again, leadership qualities I think are unquestioned. He led that Duke team last year. Wasn't the best player, but was the biggest leader. And right there, again, that's a shot that the defense wouldn't even be guarding him on freshman year, and that time he's able to knock that down from the top of the key. So again, he's just relentless in terms of pursuit of the ball. He's right in the face of Chris Likes. Moves his feet well. And Chris Likes is a very quick player. That time he got a little bit hammered on the screen and lost the roller right there. But again, I think he's very quick. I think he's very alert on defense. It's just the size that worries me a little bit more, I would say. Right now I have him, I want to say 33rd on my big board. So just outside the first round. I can see him being selected in the first round. I think with this draft, it's very likely that we'll see a lot of surprising picks. And I'm not saying Jones going into first round would be surprising. I'm just saying there isn't really a whole lot of general consensus as to who's a first-round prospect and who's a second-round prospect in that 18 to 40 range, I would say. So again, right now he switched onto a big. And again, he's a pretty good rebounder for his size. Didn't get that one, but he tipped it out. He averaged around 4 rebounds a game, but he had a lot of games where he got 7 or 8 boards. Same thing with assists. He averaged around 6.4 assists a game. And again, he had a lot of games where he got to double-digit assists, 9 assists, 7 assists. So again, he really is just kind of a Swiss Army knife in terms of what he can do filling up box scores. And then obviously his leadership quality is really solid as well. So there are a lot of things to like about Tre Jones. So now he's on Dejan Vasiljevic. Right there, he was kind of forcing him towards the baseline. Vasiljevic did a nice job knocking down that jump shot. Let's see what he does here. It's calling out the offense. Looks like a horn. Remember, he was a very key contributor to Duke's defense. I remember 2 years ago, before he got there, Duke wasn't really known as a defensive juggernaut. When they won a national title, there were a lot of concerns about their defense. Obviously, the Grayson Allen years, they weren't great defensively. They had some good individual defensive talents, but in terms of that overall defensive cohesion and that team defense aspect, they struggled a lot. A lot of the times they would go zone. I remember in 2015 they would go zone a lot. That time he got blocked on. Looks like he just doesn't really have the length to get over that to force up a shot there. But again, Tre Jones I think was really a part of the culture shift that led to Duke being a way better defensive team. Obviously they had Zion, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, who were all very capable defenders, and so that helps a lot. But this year Duke's defense was pretty good too, especially that backcourt with Tre Jones and Jordan Goldwire. So you look at that, and I do think Tre Jones, just in terms of his intangibles, things that he does outside the box score, I think that he does offer a lot of things for NBA franchises when he gets drafted. Got an ad here, and we're back. I think this is the media timeout. Yeah, skip this. And again, this game was never particularly close. Duke pretty much had a convincing lead throughout the entire game. So right now, Tre's was trying to force him to not go in the middle this time. Now he's playing more straight up. And again, they're running double ball screens against him. He's just one of those guys, though, who's always in the grill of who he's guarding. I remember his first college game. They were playing against, I want to say it was Kentucky in the Champions Classic. And remember, Kentucky was favored to win that game. But, Tre Jones wreaks havoc in that game. He had a lot of really good defensive plays against the Kentucky backcourt, which was Emmanuel Quickley and Ashton Hagans at the time. And, he did a lot of things really, really well. That time, it's a good dribble move into a pull-up. Tough shot. But not much you could do. That was late in the shot clock. So again, he doesn't leave Chris Likes to shoot there. He's just kind of ball hawking right now. Just staying, not really committing any which way, which is fine because his instincts and reaction time is very good. Right there, that's a tough play because he fell down, but he ultimately got a late contest up there, so I appreciate him not giving up on the play. That's another thing, too. His motor is very good, never has been in question. And so that's another thing to like with him. So he'll bring it up right now. Good swing pass. Just keeping the flow of the offense moving. Let's see if he hits his three. He doesn't. So again, he still has those ugly misses in his system, as we just saw right there. And that's why I'm not a super, I'm not a crazy buyer into his jump shot. I think he did a really good job getting himself up to 36%, but he's 31% for his career. And so, and he was horrendous from three his freshman year. So I do think he needs to continue to iron out that shot, just get more consistent with the touch and feel of jump shots, and then ultimately I think he can develop into a pretty decent NBA shooter. Just right now, it's hard for me to really fully buy into him without really knowing what that jump shot's going to look like in 5 years. Because I've seen too many guards that are really good. I think of people like Emmanuel Mudiay, Johnny Flint. Like, I think about all these guys who just could not hang in the NBA because they just didn't have a reliable jump shot. So let's see what he does here. He's going to lead the break. He was looking for that Cassius Stanley alley-oop, but he did a really good job on the trail pass to Jack White, who knocked down to three. Again, reads the game pretty well. He does have a penchant for turnovers. He averaged close to 3 a game this year, but that's expected. And plus, when you're dishing out 6.5 assists per game, you're going to turn it over a little bit. That's still an assist-to-turnover ratio. I believe that's over 2, which is very solid for a college player. It's not Monte Morris numbers, where that was just like, he was like 5-1 or something, but it's still very solid. You got a media timeout right here, or just a regular timeout, it looks like, so I'll skip this. Good time he got a little bit hung up on that screen right there. He's always in pursuit. Just, again, the frame worries me a little bit just because of his defensive versatility limitations that I do think he will experience in the NBA. He's a guy who's going to wreak havoc on whoever he's guarding as long as he is comparable in size to Tre. And if he's guarding a bigger player, I question his ability to defend, 2s and 3s, just because he's not big as it is, and then his wingspan doesn't really help him. It's not like he has a longer wingspan that allows him to, stay in front and contest more players that are bigger than him. He is what he is defensively. He'll guard who he is. So again, he's just in the grill again. Good time getting over that screen. That time he had the help. Maybe he shouldn't have committed to the help right there, but he ultimately got back for it, a contest in time. And here he comes again on the floor. And there's Vernon Carey. Oh. So that time he kind of got hammered on the screen in the backcourt and then never really recovered, allowed to a nice swing pass for an open 3 that they knocked down. Now it looks like Miami's in a 2-3, so Tre Jones might get a look at a 3 here, if I had to guess. They reverse it. Let's see what he does. Just going to keep the flow of the offense going. And again, so those are the shots I think he'll get in the NBA, and I think he needs to start making them. He's shown flashes of that. Obviously, we all remember the North Carolina game where he hit that crazy buzzer beater. So he does have flashes of a mid-range game. There's too many wrinkles in it right now. I need it to be ironed out a little bit more. And whether or not that happens, I don't know. And, if I were more confident, maybe he would be a first-round pick for me. But right now, I think I'm more comfortable putting him in the early second round. And again, I do think he'll add instant value as a, mainly perimeter defender and a point guard harasser in the NBA. I'm not saying Patrick Beverley, but because I think Tre Jones will be a better defender overall than Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley is just kind of irritating, but I think Tre Jones does have a little bit of that in his game. Not like the attitude and stuff of Patrick Beverley, but just the play style a little bit. So yeah, Miami's in a 2-3 right now. And that was a turnover for Duke. Again, there's Jordan Goldwire with that steal, and he and Tre Jones might have been the best defensive backcourt in America if I had to place my vote onto anyone in particular. I think those two were just very menacing on defense. I remember Notre Dame, because obviously I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I was watching, and he's going to be out here, so I'll skip ahead. But I was watching a Notre Dame game, and those two just harassed our guards. And so that game, I knew he was a good defender before that. And I knew Goldwire was a good defender as well. But that game just convinced me that they were on a whole different level compared to the rest of the country. We got another ad here. Can't skip it, so I dislike it. That's the rule here. And yeah. But they really do have, those guys last year were very, very tough to go up against. Again, so he's getting looks. I feel like he should be looking to exploit gaps. Here we go. Good dribble and into a kick out to Cassius Stanley, who just missed a three. Again, I do want to see him take advantage of this space that Miami's giving him a little bit more, because I do think there's an opening there. And again, you see so many flat 2-3s. You don't see a lot of them in college basketball just because usually the point guard's a better shooter and a more consistent shooter. Miami doesn't really feel the need to. That's a really, really good defensive play from Tre Jones right there. Moved his feet extremely well. He might have even gotten a deflection on that. Was shoved off, got back, contested, got deflection, it looked like. That was very solid. But again, they're playing almost a flat 2-3, so they're almost daring Tre Jones to shoot that. And if I'm him, I'm taking that, So that's just something that I'm noticing as well. Ooh, there's a nice little alley-oop from Cassius Stanley, a guy that we looked at earlier. I actually have these two back-to-back in my rankings. I think I have Stanley at 32 and Jones at 33. That's a nice little play. And Cassius Stanley can really he can jump with the best of them. So you got Miami ball there with 4 on the clock. See that again. Again, nice feed into an alley-oop. He's good at throwing the alley-oop passes, obviously. He had Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish on his team last year. He's very comfortable doing that. Bring the ball up again here. It doesn't look like he's going to do much. Good post entry right there. Again, just reading the gaps in the 2-3, exploiting that for what it is with the pass. That was a nice play. Another good kick out. And again, I do like that he's being a little bit more aggressive now. He's starting to get into the middle of that 2-3, or at least trying to. So again, look at this. He's a 94 feet defender, which I love. Again, he's reaching for the steal right there. Just good awareness overall, even though he got beat on this with the screen. And right there, he kind of lost sight of the roll man right there. But again, I do like that he's just digging at the ball from behind. I think that's a very worthwhile effort from him. And so again, look at how open he can get that shot. Yep, thank you. Yep, good. He made him pay. That's exactly what you need him to do. And that 2-3 like that, if they're going to give you that space to shoot the top of the key 3-point shot, you need to take that if you're a point guard. I like that he's taking that. Last year, he wouldn't take those. Got a foul here, so I'll skip these free throws. Got a commercial too, so. Got another ad. I can skip it at least, even though it wasted 15 seconds buffering. However, I will get back to the game. So he's going to get ooh, it looked like he was almost about to get a ball screen from Vernon Carey. He decided to go to the high post with Hurt. So we've seen him already make 2 threes. I think he's 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Had one bad miss, but he also had 2 makes. So I do like that. And again, he did show a ton of improvement with his 3-point shot. So I do think that's something that needs to be commended by. I'm just not really sure if I buy it 100% yet. And time will tell with that. So again, he got beat off the dribble by Chris Likes right there. But again, he used his left hand to at least attempt to get a steal or at least a tip. So again, I do like, in that sense, he never really gives up on plays, you know. That time he stepped on the sideline, I think. He got a media timeout, so I'll skip this. Look at Cassius Stanley work. Jones got that rebound. Now he's looking to push. Ooh, find him. Ooh, he had Delorier. Damn, that would have been a nice read. There we go. There he feeds him, and he's going to get the basket and the foul. Again, so he had him first, missed him, got the ball back. Delorier sealed, and then he ultimately got the and one right there. Good recovery from Tre Jones. And again, look at this score. It's 42-16 right now. Again, this game was never close. So again, right there, it looks like the game plan is to force Likes towards the sideline, and they seem pretty comfortable letting him. There's another 3. But they seem pretty comfortable just letting him drive either way towards the sideline because I think they're comfortable in their rim protection with him. Let's get a pin down, leading to a post touch for Delorier. Delorier, I think that's got to be out of bounds on someone. How is that not? Yeah, I think. Ooh, is that Miami ball? That's interesting. So again, they're putting the pressure on. Good job diving down and getting that loose ball. There we see the speed. Really good kick out. Ooh, could have had a hockey assist there. See if he hits this one. Open 3. Tough miss. Again, it's literally hit and miss with him. I think they got a travel call right there. Oh, they almost had him on. If Vernon Carey set a back screen for Jones's man, he would have had a wide open 3 on the skip pass, but still got the basket. So Jones looking over his shoulder for screens. That time Stanley just got blown by. Jones was calling for Joey Baker to swing that. Jones almost got that deflection, and now he's on the trail. A good job recognizing that his man was going to try and back him in and get a cheap foul call on Jones. He slowed up just enough to avoid the contact right there and ultimately get in front of his man again. Final 30 seconds of the first half here. Got a timeout for Duke. It's going to go ball screen. Ooh, he had Vernon Carey on the roll. Good pass, though. That's a high-level feed. Again, good job right there weighing his options. I thought he had Carey on the roll. He obviously saw that he had the corner shooter, and he did. Again, that's why he's the All-American point guard, and I'm not. And again, that was just a solid read. He went through his options, went through his progressions like a QB does on a football field, made the right play. So again, he's just harassing right now. Good foul. Just slows him up a little bit. Final 8.6 seconds. We got another foul. And yeah. So that ends the first half. I'll pause the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to, if you want to feel generous, like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That really helps me out. Thank you guys for watching again. I'll be back with the second half of this game after this one is finished uploading, and I can't wait to see you then. So yeah, see you.